forcing many people to abandon their homes. BBC News.
And that was Giles Carroll. Who'd be a uni student these days? Up to your ears in debt, low-budget meals and unsavoury flatmates? Well, Ed Reardon for one. In a moment we catch up with him embarking on a BA in something or other and in receipt of a student loan which he'll probably never need to repay. He's still after writing opportunities, of course, and tonight he's got the chance to earn some cash by reimagining a series of children's books by giving them a savvy postmodern twist. That should be interesting. Ed Reardon's week begins in a moment. First, there's a special birthday coming up and we'll be making some noise about it on 4 Extra.
This weekend, join me, Arthur Bostrom, to celebrate the 80th birthday of Brian Blessed and discuss with the man himself his remarkable life and radio career. Brian Blessed's radio adventures.
More like this. Brian Blessed's radio adventures. Try again.
Brian Blessed.
No! Louder, Arthur,
Brian Blessed's Radio Adventures.
What on earth's that?
This Saturday morning at 9 and again in the evening at 7. Over on BBC Radio 4 Extra.
Louder!
On BBC Radio 4 Extra.
Oh, steady on. Now, here on Radio 4, it's time for the return of our favourite curmudgeon.
Ed Reardon's Week by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. Episode 1, The Reboot.
Look, there's planet Earth, the place where we live our lives and try to be kind.
Oh, for heaven's sake, is there nothing safe from the ironic remake? Elgar, you couldn't jump onto the desk and knock the remote control onto the floor, then I wouldn't have to get out of bed to retrieve it. Very well, if you're too lazy. Holmes Under the Hammer. Series 46. No hint of postmodernism there. That half-timbered garage might not be authentic, but some sections of the presenter's hair look original. We just watch it for a minute and then we'll think about lunch. Oh, who's this? 2-for-1 cinema tickets if I open another student bank account. But we're not doing anything else this afternoon, are we? Hello?
Hi, Ed. Stop joining the Labour Party. I've got a job for you.
Morning, Ping. I thought I'd made it clear that my writing career is behind me. My life now is one of austere study, like St. Jerome in his cell.
Oh, did he watch Holmes Under the Hammer at uni too?
He probably caught the first couple of series. How did you know?
I got it on in the office. Do you know what? If you knock that black and white garage down, it would make a really good steam room.
It appeals to Elgar's dark sense of humour to see the dashed hopes on the bidders' faces, while I immerse myself in philosophical contemplation.
Well, can you do that on the train in? Because we were thinking, how about a reboot of kids' books from the 70s? And it's got Ed Reardon's name all over it, in an Odin-style italic-y font.
Emphatically not, and that's bold underlined, Ping.
Oh.
I'm fully occupied experiencing the best years of my life. Laters, yeah? Monday. Having previously missed out on higher education, and with it the chance to lie in bed watching children's television at the taxpayer's expense, I have been making up for lost time. The mid-70s saw my route to university cruelly barred after expulsion from school for painting cynical verses in whitewash across the playing field on the occasion of Princess Anne's wedding, thereby giving offence not only to Her Royal Highness, but the visiting 15 from Marlborough and their parents. Also to Group Captain Pocock, who donated the whitewash machine to the school, and whose health, fragile at the best of times, never recovered from seeing his gift thus abused. Not a bad haul, and an informative lesson to the young Reardon in the power of the word when judiciously used. But my viewing experience of today's recycled programming was not improved by the appearance under my door in the hall of residence of a TV licence fee demand. Slid there, I rather hoped, by a redundant BBC channel controller reduced to leafleting for £2 an hour. No, I know you don't make the programmes, Jayden. I merely ask that when plans exist to produce something new, then let me know, and I'll happily make the licence payment. Or rather, my mum will. I'm a student, I can't afford it, obviously. I'll give you her number, actually. If you do speak to her, tell her I'll be coming home at the weekend with a large quantity of washing. It's Shrewsbury. The STD code is, hello? No, gone. No, I don't suppose it did any good either, Elgar, but it keeps the muscle supple. So where are we going to get £145 from?
Wayfarer? They were a series of kids' books.
Indeed they were, Ping. I have the set. I might even have written a couple of the later ones. Wayfarer's Book of Diesel Locomotives rings a bell. Martello Towers in Suffolk.
Yeah, but this is now with a savvy postmodern twist. Like they've done it with Ladybird books, War and Peace. They're doing it with the Bible, Mein Kampf. Oh my God, that's going to be a massive ruffle.
Why stop there? Harry Potter, for example, isn't he about due for an irreverent makeover? A panorama expose of Hogwarts.
No, Ed. Not funny and quite disrespectful.
This is all rather similar to what some of us were doing in the 70s, you know, with Oz magazine and the like. I seem to remember Rupert Bear came in for some savvy disrespect, yellow trousers round his furry ankles.
Ew, it's not the 70s now, is it?
I thought you said it was. Isn't that the whole raison d'etre of this dispiriting fashion for the reboot? Sheer blind panic at the prospect of coming up with an original idea.
Ed, do you or do you not want to be part of this agency's publishing journey to make next Christmas the best October we've ever had?
Absolutely. If it earns me a couple of £100, then I'll be as happy as Noddy marrying Big Ears in the postmodern good luck card you sent me when I first entered the groves of South Hart's academe.
Oh, have you got my card pinned up on your little uni notice board next to the poster of Che Guevara scratching his bottom with a tennis racket?
It's Jeremy Corbyn. He's on every wall in my year, Pink. We're engaged with politics in a way that people like you just don't understand.
You'll have to be going to their scuzzy little weddings for the next 10 years, you know that. The presents will cost you a lot more than £150, I can tell you, I've been there. Have you seen the prices on a Johnny Lulu wedding list lately?
Well, I can sell my blood or something, like impecunious authors down the years. What did Julian Fellows do? Mine's red, of course, not blue.
And then there's the May ball. You can't wear that cardi or the shorts. So, 3 Wayfarer book proposals by the weekend and a cool 100 on delivery. Capiche?
That's a very retro level of payment.
It's only about 75 words per book, Ed. You can knock them off in your sleep.
Well, being a student now, Ping, I do need my 22 hours. Right, if that's all, I'll reattach my Guido mask and leave via the accounts department. I'll try and scare them into giving me an advance.
Oh, Wayfarer book of scrounging baby boomers. That's your first one. Yay!
Excuse me. I think that's my bicycle you're abusing.
Oh, this is your Desperado, is it?
Yes, obviously the name wasn't my choice, but by the time I arrived at the police auction, it was the only one left with 2 wheels.
Well, you've locked it to mine and made me stand in the station bike park for half an hour.
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Very annoying for you. And for your rally countess, shackled to a Desperado. Rather like 39 Steps, isn't it? The Hitchcock version, of course, not the egregious remake with...
Look, can you just hurry up? I'm already late.
Sorry. 4317. My student room number and my cat's age. Oh, now why isn't it... Oh, maybe it's just wet. I couldn't borrow your cigarette lighter, could I?
Here.
Thank you. Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
I've got a meeting at the university in 10 minutes, so I'll probably need to get a cab.
No. I just need to warm the tumblers. Weren't you on television a few years ago? What was it? I'm right, aren't I? Something to do with the Booker Prize?
Something like that.
After 10 o'clock. Darts? No, obviously. Snooker?
The Late Show. How are the tumblers doing?
Not far off, I'd say. Oh! You were in one of those segments they were so fond of. Analysing the Renault Clio commercial. Papa and Nicole.
Yes. 2 days in Paris, dressed up like Juliet Greco in a shiny black Mac.
Pondering the semiotics of Papa and Nicole's relationship while smoking a gitan.
Funny how it's the trivial things the viewing public remembers.
Et voilà.
Well, thank you for that reminder. Adieu, Papa.
Oh, you've forgotten your bike cover. Hello? The cover turned out to be a black plastic Mac, the same one, if I wasn't mistaken, as worn on The Late Show by Professor Antonia Sandom, as she was revealed to be on the university website, once I'd navigated my way through the usual plethora of cookies, inviting me to fly in a Spitfire or plan my own woodland burial, the latter presumably a possible consequence of the former. It was clear that Professor Sandom was something of a catch for the University of South Hertfordshire, her publications numbering definitive works on gender politics in Greek mythology and the role of the giantess in Norse legend. To the layman, however, something not mentioned on the website, she's probably still best remembered as the posh bird who took her top off on any questions in the 1980s, earning a rebuke from David Jacobs, albeit a mellifluous one, and a reminder that the Falklands War was not a feminist issue and would she please not interrupt Lord Hailsham.
Right, that's more than enough for this morning.
It's only 10 to 12. We're supposed to have 5 myths this seminar. We've only had 4.
Yeah.
In search, not for the first time, of a displacement activity before settling down to the task of writing 3 new Wayfarer books, I decided to return Professor Sandom's coat to her in the lecture hub, where I found her engaged in her own idiosyncratic version of becoming one of those teachers you always remember.
If you want to know more, then read my book, The Castrated Serpent. You can buy it in the university bookshop if you can get through the piles of Call of Duty Black Ops 3 and Grand Theft Auto 7.
Ah, that should be a game in itself. Find the book in the bookshop, 7. Sorry, am I interrupting? I've just come to return a piece of lost property.
No, I'm just wrapping up. Right, that's it. Go away now, both of you. Magnus and Cassandra, whatever your names are.
Max and Clemency.
Quite.
And when do we have to hand in the essay?
If you want to write an essay on this, that's up to you.
We're supposed to get clear guidelines on what's going to be in the exam for this module.
You want me to tell you how to pass your exam so you can make your grades, get your internships, and then little jobs in the government?
I didn't think there were any jobs.
Oh, yes, jobs. That's myth number 5 for you. Get out!
OK, you've just said goodbye to 3 points on your seminar satisfaction survey, Professor. Come on, Clemency. Want to help me get that 10th stamp on my Costa's loyalty card?
Cool.
TripAdvisor's got a lot to answer for. Bloody students. Bloody fellow students, I suppose.
Yes, they're your friends for life.
Do you see those 2 getting married?
They all seem mad keen on it these days for some reason.
A desk calendar should do the trick. Or a mug tree.
Actually, I can't really afford to lose those 3 points. Not after riding my bike up the step-free access to the lecture hub. That was your fault for making me late.
I hope the return of Juliet Greco's bike cover will make some amends.
Thank you. I was paid more for that late show piece than I am for a whole term here. And I got lunch with Alan Yentop at the River Cafe.
There's talk of him coming to run the incredible Spud Cafe in the media centre here. You might be lucky again.
You know, I think I will chase after that pair and apologise to them.
Oh, careful. Might be construed as harassment. That's another 10 points lost at least.
Oh, hello, Mr. Reardon. Have you come for hot yoga?
Hello, Olive. No, I'm just here to borrow a book. This is still the public library, is it not?
On Tuesdays and Thursdays, yes. But this is Wednesday, so it's hot yoga and personal storytelling.
Oh, mind your backs. Oh, I've got to load up these smoothie machines. Oh, the weight of these guavas. Oh, it's you, is it?
Indeed it is, Pearl. Very pleased to see you're managing to fill the days since my writing class felt the cold steel of the council cuts.
Yes, all gone now. Leisure centre too. It's all stunning apartments.
Oh dear, what a pity.
Not if you bought one off plan like I did, it's not. It's vibrant already, and they've not even put the living pond in yet.
Filling the days, he says. Do you know there are 50 applicants for every volunteer position at the library?
I had to fight it out with my own daughter-in-law to get the receptionist's job. But she had no chance because I had till experience. See, it's torn families apart, this austerity.
So, if you've come here looking for work...
No, I just came to borrow a book.
On a Wednesday?
I hope you've not come in expecting to do personal storytelling because we've heard it all before.
Oh, hello, Stan.
Week in, week out, night after night, our Bert Kwok said he wished you'd written the Pink Panther film.
Well, he did, you see, because he only ever had the one line. And you know, he turned to me once at...
Wincanton Race.
Exactly, yes. And do you know what he did?
Signed your losing betting slip.
Saying you're always a winner at the racing stakes.
No, Pearl, it was in the writing stakes.
Yes, get it right, for heaven's sake. Well, I mean, you'd have to go back to the canteen at the BBC 2 years earlier when we first met on Tenko.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure there are people here who haven't heard the story. Does the personal storyteller qualify for a smoothie?
Yes, if you've got the 3.75.
How much? Only £2.50 at my college juice bar.
We've got to monetise all our public services or the council will kick us off the premises.
I wouldn't call what you provide a public service, Stan.
No, more personal.
If you put your name down here for the table dance on Friday night, you get an introductory free hour on the internet.
Well, that's very tempting, Stan, but we do have fibre optic broadband at South Herts University.
Oh!
But what Shirts, as we call it, doesn't have in its library is a set of the Wayfarer children's books that I need for...
For when CBeebies aren't showing clangers?
No, for a writing project with which I'm funding my studies.
Oh, what are you studying?
Well, it's very stimulating, actually. It's a challenging... It's a new module.
It doesn't know.
Yes, I do. I've got it written down on a piece of paper, which, unfortunately, I haven't brought with me, as I wasn't expecting such a level of interrogation in a council-approved lap dancing club.
See, I told you those posters would get us into trouble, Stan.
You know what he's doing? He's living off his student loan, racking up the debt and hoping he'll be dead before he has to pay it back. Either way, the taxpayer loses.
Now, that's unworthy of you, Stan. I'm lucky enough to be studying at a highly respected seat of learning.
Is this shirt still?
Which happens to be 48th in the overall European rankings for student satisfaction in non-Russell Group universities. We can boast real marquee names on the teaching staff. Only this morning, I was strolling down the ramp from the lecture hub with Professor Antonia Sandom. Still very much the radical firebrand.
Who took her bra off on any questions?
On Radio 4. Oh, that was awful.
I'll say. It was before the advent of the webcam. Total waste.
And in front of David Jacobs, too. Shocking.
And it didn't do her any good. He had Margarita Lasky back the following week. She knew how to behave.
That was a Friday night, too, come to think of it. So next time you see her, tell her if she wants to earn a few bob and a free smoothie...
I'm afraid I won't be doing that, Stan. Right, back to my alma mater and the groves of eBay.
Or you could have a look through the books on the 50p trolley.
They're only going to the tip otherwise.
And if you find what you're looking for, it's £2 50p. Rarity value.
This is the 0916 train leaving Waterloo. Why is it empty? Because the station announcements have been outsourced and all the passengers have been sent to the wrong platform. This is the 0946, and it's not going anywhere because the driver's drunk and his replacement's off with a stress-related illness. Just a minute, Elgar, Daddy's on a roll. See the benefits of privatisation. Friday. As luck would have it, the 50p trolley at the library yielded a copy of the Wayfarer Book of Diesel Locomotives, authored anonymously by the youthful Ed Reardon, droopy moustache, granny glasses, and belief in the railway network intact. It was the work of a morning to give it the requisite ironic reboot, and I draw on my recent experiences to apply the same technique to the Wayfarer Book of Public Libraries and Universities of Great Britain, aka the Sports Direct Graduate Employment Scheme.
Ed, these are great!
Really?
Totally, look, irony-free face. I'm sending them straight off to the publishers, with a ruffle and a lull and a wink with tears running down cheeks. Gone. God, exhausted now. Must have cereal. Oh.
I was rather hoping a well-merited lunch might be on the agenda.
Too late, Reardon. Ping's taking me to the Ivy to talk Netflix.
Oh, no.
Yes, the next home for a movie by Jazz Mulvane.
Last resort, is it, Jazz, now that you've worked your way through 300 cable channels?
Shut up. Not my fault the industry's riddled with cronyism. Complete lack of diversity.
Must be hard for you with all the opportunities going to people with talent.
It goes wider than that. If you're not an old Etonian, forget it. Knock, knock. Jazz here. Sorry, Mulvane, you went to B-Dales. No Dad's Army sequel for you, matey. So I intend to boycott next year's Oscars.
What about the talking dolphin? Is he going to beach himself on the Norfolk coast in solidarity?
That's not a totally terrible idea. Ping, make the call.
All right.
Someone's got to man up and make a stand.
Or fish up.
But I don't have to tell you what rejection's like.
Yes, you do. I happen to have a 3-book deal.
Only 200 words each.
What did she say?
On the brink of a deal. Only an emoji away. And if it all goes horribly wrong, like it seems to have done for you, Jazz, well, I don't need it. I'm currently sipping from the uncontaminated well of knowledge for its own sake.
Does that mean you're dossing down on the medieval map shelves at the London Library again?
Full-time course at the University of South Hants, actually, Jazz.
Are they looking for a visiting professor of movie making? I could see myself doing that. 3 dinners a term and first pop of the better-looking freshers.
Oh, so sexist, Jazz.
Spike Lee calls his films joints. Do you think that would work for me, Ping? A joint by Jazz Mulvane.
No. Absolutely stuffed.
Well, I'm not. Can I at least have a Weetabix for the train?
I've got a better idea. You can buy me a pint and a bag of crisps. Open it sideways if you want. We can both pretend we're students.
Sorry, are you in the queue?
Oh, hello, Max. Haven't quite committed myself yet. I was contemplating direct action by sliding one of those large chocolate cookies inside my laptop sleeve.
I'll buy you a coffee if you're a bit short.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very generous.
Helps me out, actually, because I've still got 1 stamp to go on my loyalty card.
I wouldn't want to tread on Clemency's toes.
We're not together anymore.
Oh, sorry to hear that. I suppose it'll save me a trip to John Lewis Kitchenware.
She was always moaning about not being able to afford a house. Some people want everything for nothing. Entitled. That's how I describe Clemency.
Not to her face, I hope.
Of course not. I put it on my blog. Haven't you read it yet? What gets up my nose about shirts? Professor Antonia, she's another one. She's getting a whole sidebar to herself.
Maybe it's just as well she didn't send you an essay. You wouldn't have had time to do it.
I'm gathering support to have her replaced. I'll forward you the petition. All you've got to do is click yes, and we'll get her sacked.
Yes, love?
2 cappuccinos, please.
He's paying with his loyalty card, obviously.
And she should not have called me love. Make a note of that.
As I was rapidly discovering, the difference between life at South Hertfordshire University and the world of Brideshead Revisited could hardly be starker, although I don't suppose I'm that much older than Jeremy Irons and Anthony Andrews were when they appeared as Charles and Sebastian in the TV series. And Elgar, when comatose as he is most of the time, could easily pass for Aloysius the teddy bear. But of youthful hijinks there were none. Dreaming spires were noticeable by their absence, as were chamber pots for the hanging thereon, and punting was almost non-existent, unless you count surfing the car park puddles on a pizza box, which passed a morning or two, and in all likelihood will earn me a college blue. More serious, however, was a misdemeanour of Elgar's, which resulted in a summons to the office of the assistant admissions tutor, no less.
Right, come in, sit down.
Oh, Professor Sandom, or should I say Nicole?
No. This is being recorded for disciplinary purposes. What's your name?
Ed Reardon, we met.
I know. Now, did your cat, or did it not, eat a chicken thigh with another student's name on it in the communal kitchen of Block 17, Floor 6?
Well, we shared it, actually, but essentially, yes. Are you really the assistant admissions? I'm weary just saying it.
As of this week, I am. Additional duties following my appearance on an undergraduate blacklist.
Oh, for heaven's sake, that little brat Max. In Tom Brown's school days, he'd have been roasted in front of an open fire, justice served. Sometimes we can be too progressive, you know. Shall I say that again, a bit louder into that microphone?
I turned that off just before admitting I was on a blacklist, to be on the safe side. But you're right. I haven't suffered impertinence like it since I was on the judging panel for the Booker Prize.
Martin Aim is sending you his old teeth through the post, that kind of thing.
That would have been funny. What Ian McEwan did wasn't.
Forgive me for saying this, but, well, shirts seems a bit of a come-down for someone of your eminence, Professor.
Says the author of the Stig's Big Book of Speed Camera Locations.
Oh, you Googled me too. I'm flattered.
An absolutely vast CV. None of it remotely distinguished, I have to say.
Well, that's fair comment. I hold my hand up, to quote the disgraced darts champion whose memoirs I ghosted. Also undistinguished, except in terms of sales, 450,000.
Are you still in touch with him?
Alas, no, nor with the Met Office Supremo John Ketley, footballer turned Hollywood hardman Vinnie Jones. And if you're trying to trick me into revealing the identity of the Stig, then I must tell you, Professor, that you've turned your voice recorder off in vain.
Pity. To be frank, I'm under pressure to produce some prominent personalities, big names to put on our stationery, celebs to be awarded honorary doctorates.
So this is on top of chasing me for chicken-related transgressions. What's happened?
I need the money. Sadly, the days are long gone when one could run a Tuscan farm on the proceeds of half a dozen seminars about virgin sacrifice. I must do as I'm told.
Like the poor old virgins. But your books are set texts.
Yes, and it's 20 years since I've had a publishing deal.
But you're still in the university bookshop at full price. Mine are in the 50p bin at Age UK, if they're anywhere. Buy 2 Ed Reardons, get a James Galway cassette free.
When did you last have something published?
Oh, last week, actually. An update of the Great British Bake Off novel. Never met any of them, either. Though Mary was kind enough to send me a cupcake. Only one of them with any manners.
Well, nobody's asking me for an update of The Castrated Serpent.
But you're still thought of as one of the great and the good.
Great, good, and crucially old.
Well, at least you're still with us. You're doing a lot better than the rest of the Any Questions panel from the Floral Hall, Eastbourne.
I don't suppose many of the audience are around either. I do get the odd fan letter, though.
Well, there you are, then. Still in the loop. And part of the reason I came to study here was to be challenged by distinguished minds such as yours, as well as the student loan and accommodation.
Interview resumed. So, regarding the chicken, Mr. Reardon, when do you intend to make recompense?
I shall be off down to Lidl as soon as this Nuremberg trial is concluded.
And what about this £275 in rent arrears?
Old habits die hard, I'm afraid. Rather like a book advance, as soon as I got the loan, I went out and spent it unwisely.
Do you think you can replace that by the end of the week?
I'll do my best, obvs, as my agent is wont to say, and I think another trip to see her is called for, if that's all.
Yes, unless you want to help me pick up the chewing gum from the floor of the college bar.
Morning, Pink. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, they'd better be here by close of play, 3:30, or it's going to be carnage on your customer satisfaction ratings, right? Thank you. Bye, 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 bye. Sorry, you wouldn't think it'd be that hard to get fairy lights to go around your computer screen.
Oh, dear.
I mean, £17.50 for same-day delivery. I nearly told them to shove it.
Where the fairy lights don't shine. Anyway, an extortionate expense of my own, of which you may not be aware, is the cost of student accommodation.
Oh, tell me about it, Ed. I remember the stabling fees at Balliol. Granny's still paying off the arrears.
Then I'm glad I've caught you in a sympathetic mood, because I'm in urgent need of another commission. What about that darts player? A prison diary, perhaps? Any of your clients feel the need for a ghosted column about their new gastric bands?
2 of them, actually, but you're well down the list. Anyway, you're going to be too busy.
Am I? Good.
Yeah, the publishers of Wayfarer Books love the proposals you wrote, and they want a whole bunch more.
Excellent. Or should I say, salivating face?
Yeah, just one tiny thing.
As you were, face.
Yeah, we've heard from the Wayfarer lawyers that if the rip-off of diesel locomotives appears, they'll sue.
Sue whom?
Well, you, on behalf of the original author.
But that's me too.
Yeah, you're suing yourself, Ed, for breach of copyright.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Oh, no, it's quite serious. 20 grand they're asking for.
But what if I reach an agreement to settle with myself?
Well, don't worry. As your agent, I've already negotiated one while I was waiting for the fairy lights.
So I won't have to pay anything?
No, not a penny, apart from my 2 grand, of course.
What?
10% of 20. Try and keep up, Ed.
But how am I supposed to pay that off? I'm a student.
Well, from the royalties on your next 12 books. Obvs. Ed, haven't you heard of working your way through college? The Wayfarer book of charity shops, payday loan shops, vaping baths, smoothies, and that's just off the top of my headphone.
Do AA men still salute? Does it matter? I'm being ironic after all.
Ed, I've been looking for you. Just wanted to say thank you.
Yes, I've replaced the chicken thigh free range. I went the extra mile. And if I can think of half a dozen postmodern remarks for this AA motorcyclist to say, I should be well on the way to paying off my rent arrears.
No, it's for providing me with one of the eminent celebrities I've been after. I went through the people you'd worked with on your CV.
I wouldn't have thought that was particularly fertile ground. Chernobyl springs to mind.
Yes, it was rather soul-destroying, until I got to the ends.
Not Mystic Meg.
No, I was just too late. She's gone to be the next rector of St Andrews instead. But she sent such a sweet text. I think it was the sea view that swung it.
I said you'd be paying for these 2 coffees, Antonia, and the walnut cake.
And why did you do that, Professor Mulvane?
The perks of high table. What time is dinner, by the way? Will there be swan on the menu?
I think Shirts has just dropped off the bottom of the European university rankings. Let me hazard a guess. Chair of solipsism in the School of Meretricious Claptrap.
Take a detention, Reardon, for elitism, and go and warm my toilet seat up.
Professor Mulvane will be delivering a series of lectures for the Film Studies course.
With particular emphasis on the movies of Jazz Mulvane. Because, at full disclosure, Antonia, I'm a big fan of me.
You can emphasise what you like as long as you keep talking for 90 minutes and make sure there are enough tea bags for break. Oh, and if you must sleep with the students, just take care you don't give them high marks.
And don't forget to stack the chairs up afterwards.
I'm not going to have him disrupting my lectures.
You may not get past the end of your first one.
Why not?
Just downloading the student satisfaction form. In the words of the talking Volkswagen in Professor Mulvane's straight-to-DVD masterpiece Herbie Goes to Washington, I won't attempt the accent. Gee, I guess you can't fool all of the Beatles all of the time.
Ed Reardon's Week starred Christopher Douglas, Stephanie Cole, Bridget Forsyth, Vivian Ladwar, Sylvestre Latuzel, Barunko Shaughnessy, and Geoffrey Whitehead. It was written by Christopher Douglas and Andrew Nichols. The producer was Dawn Ellis, and it was a BBC Studios production.
You can download Ed Reardon's Week via the BBC iPlayer radio app. Something that Ed can only dream of is the BBC National Short Story Award, which will be announced live from the BBC Radio Theatre in just over a quarter of an hour. John Wilson will be meeting the shortlisted authors and discussing the art of short-form writing in Front Row, and Jenny Murray will be revealing who's won the £15,000 prize. That's Front Row tonight at 7:15. This weekend, there's a special agent on the loose.
From the Thriller by Graham Greene.
Someone tried to shoot me.
When?
Just now.
A confidential agent.
If your side wins, what kind of world will it be for people like us?
a tale of suspense set during the Spanish Civil War.
You can't afford to trust anyone. Do you think I don't know that? I've come from a country at war.
When this war is over, they'll spit you out like orange peel.
If I should live that long.
Graham Greene, The Confidential Agent, begins on Sunday afternoon at 3 and then available on the BBC Radio 4 website.
BBC News at 7 o'clock. Business leaders say they're concerned about plans to cut migration by imposing new restrictions on the recruitment of overseas workers and students. The measures were announced by the Home Secretary Amber Rudd at the Conservative Party conference in Birmingham. The Institute of Directors said migrants were a benefit to the economy. The FTSE 100 has closed just short of its record high at more than 7,000 points. That was prompted by a fall in sterling to a 31-year low against the dollar, which increased the profits of foreign companies listed in London. Theresa May insists the economy will withstand the turbulence.
Currencies, of course, go up and down. But if you stand back and look at the fundamentals of our economy, which are strong, if you look at the other economic data that has been around in recent weeks, if you look indeed at the most recent forecasts that are now coming out for growth in our economy this year, all of that is more positive than people had expected it to be and than people had predicted it to be.
Haiti has been battered by the worst Caribbean storm in almost a decade. Hurricane Matthew has brought winds of up to 145 miles per hour, destroying buildings, uprooting trees and flooding homes. More than 8 in 10 local health boards in England need to improve if they are to meet a target to provide world-class cancer care by 2020. NHS England found that only 29 of the 209 areas were performing well enough on waiting times, survival rates and early diagnosis. A man from Cardiff will appear in court in London tomorrow charged with terror offences, including membership of the Islamic State group. Samata Allah is facing a total of 6 counts. A Metropolitan Police officer who led an operation during which a man was shot dead is being allowed to retire, even though he's under investigation. Jermaine Baker from Tottenham was shot by police as he sat in a car used in an alleged attempt to free a criminal from a prison van. His family had gone to court to try to prevent the officer from leaving the force. BBC News.
There are problems and surprises in the Archers in a moment. First, are you a hoarder or a chucker?
Not everybody likes stuff.
What do the things we accumulate tell us about ourselves?
My husband would love for me to be a minimalist, and it drives him potty.
In a new series, Matthew Sweet looks at what we own and why.
I want to understand more about why we have the things that we have, about how those objects relate to our ideas, our dreams, our philosophies.
Objects of desire.
The garage is full of stuff. I've got stuff that I haven't unpacked for about 10 years, and I just carry it with me just in case.
Next Monday to Friday at midday, and then available on the BBC Radio 4 website.
Now on Radio 4, Johnny has a surprise for Tom in The Archers.